So our first speaker this morning has been a licensed practitioner since 2015. She is passionate about the science of mind teaching and not only believes, but knows this teaching transforms lives because it has transformed her life. She's been a member of our center since its inception. She says, "I've always been a seeker and found my spiritual home within Centers for Spiritual Living." She loves taking classes because she recognizes the best way to connect people is to connect through classes at the center because connections are made at such a deep level. Her other interests include a love of travel, reading, which is very good when you're studying, to do crossword puzzles, and to sing with soul connection. It's a privilege to be able to touch people's hearts through music. Please welcome Trish Barr Mendis.
Yay! We love you, Trish!
No pressure. No pressure.
I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to give my first power talk as a ministerial student. It's interesting. When I was doing my practitioner training, I had stuff come up. So it's no surprise that I had stuff come up during my ministerial training. The title of my talk is The Next Step, but the subtitle is What to Do When Self-Sabotage is Taking Over.
Oh, good one.
So, I had some stuff come up. What was it? What was my particular brand of self-sabotage? Procrastination, negative self-talk, more procrastination, more negative self-talk because I haven't done what I'm supposed to do, and then more procrastination. With the question going over and over, and I even shared that with one of my fellow students, is why do I do this to myself every time? So, but, I said I would do, whatever it is that I need to do, and it'll all be fine. Well, that was a bit of a spiritual bypass. When things are going on and you're not really dealing with them, And it reminded me of that old joke about the metaphysician who finds herself in hell, and she's like, "It's not hot, and I'm not sweating." And in actuality, I wasn't really being honest with myself. And people would ask me about my homework, and I'd say, "I'm fine." And this is where I needed the second slide, Colleen. And that reminded me of the acronym for FINE. The F is for effed up, but you know what I mean. You get the meaning. The second I is insecure, N is for neurotic, and E is for emotional. Well, I'm not going to talk about the F and the N and the E, but I will talk about insecure because I know a lot about that. So that got me thinking about what is insecure. And so I went on the internet and looked up the definition of insecure. Well, what I got was the definition of insecure people. And this is from the Cambridge Dictionary. Insecure people have little confidence and are uncertain of their own abilities. Oh snap, that's me. Dang it. I don't want to deal with my insecurity. I've dealt with my insecurity ad nauseum. I'm tired of dealing with my insecurity and I don't have time, I have to do my homework. And really, I have done the work, but these old patterns come back in the most inconvenient of times. That got me to thinking about what insecurity really is. And it's fear. Next slide, please. And I thought about the acronym for fear. It's false evidence appearing real. In the old, when we were just developing as humans, fear is from our limbic brain, from our lizard brain. It would keep us safe. And I'm stepping out of my comfort zone by talking about myself. So fear was trying to keep me safe. But in actuality, it was really, really just lying to me. You can't fight the limbic brain, though, I've been told. It's encoded in our DNA, so what do I do? How do I get out of my own way? And then I remembered this quote from Ernest Holmes. There is a power in the universe greater than you, and you can use it. He started his weekly radio program with that quote. I had an idea about getting back to basics, back to the basics of science of mind, and then the panic really set in because, oh my God, my talk is due tomorrow, and I haven't got any ideas as to what the next step is. I wish I could say that I had a really easy transition to the next step, but that's not how I roll. So, more back and forth. Well, really more circles. A lot of circles, many circles. Much panic, I'm beginning to sweat. And then I reread the quote again. There is a power in the universe greater than you, and you can use it. I reread all the scribbles and all the ideas and the acronym for fear. And then I thought, because I'm a student of Reverend Tim, about a Star Trek episode that I saw on Star Trek Voyager, and it was all about fear. And the point of the episode was that fear wants to be conquered.
Really?
How do I conquer my fear? Then I remembered a quote from Emma Curtis Hopkins. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. It was a demand. I don't think of myself as a demanding person, but perhaps I need to become more demanding. And then I had the brilliant idea of, back to basics. Treatment is the basis of science of mind. So I started a treatment. Recognition. There is only one power, one love, one infinite creative intelligence that operates through and by means of me. I stayed in the first treatment for quite a while until the limbic brain settled down. Then I did the second step of spiritual mind treatment. Unification. I am one with this intelligence that I call Spirit or God. I must confess I stayed in this part of the treatment for a good long while, until I felt a shift within me. That helped me get out of my own way. Then there was declaration. That's the third step of treatment. I am enough. I am supported and guided by Spirit. I spent a lot of time on that treatment, that part of the treatment as well too. Then the fourth step of treatment, which is thanksgiving or gratitude. If you want to put the next slide up, Colleen. Oftentimes we tend to gloss over this part of treatment. But when you are in your own way, gratitude is one of the best ways to get out of your own way. So I shifted my thoughts from, oh my God, I have to be great and I have to impress people, to I need to be real and authentic. And I need to be grateful for this opportunity. Grateful to be able to take my ministerial classes. Grateful that I can do them in Canada. Grateful for the amazing students and cohorts that I have with me. Grateful for the spectacular teachers in this center and in Kelowna as well. Grateful for what I have demanded, knowing that it is already mine. And then the last step of treatment is to let it go. And really, isn't that getting out of your own way? So, I learned a valuable lesson in those hours of trying to prepare this talk. I remembered to remember who I am. I am a spiritual being having a human existence. And I remembered to be gentle with myself as I would be someone coming to me for treatment. And that is how I got over my self-sabotage. Thank you.